One of the very first things that you need to do if you're going to practice your wedge game is to make sure that the face of your club is clean. The purpose of the grooves is to disperse organic matter, dirt, grass, water, things of that nature that will get in between your ball and the club, because the number one thing that will increase spin on a ball is friction. So if you have a lot of dirt or organic matter, let me bring it in really close so you can see it. As such, where most people are going to have a lot of dirt within their grooves and on their face, you're going to have a very, very hard time controlling that friction and that spin, which is going to negate a lot of the things that we're going to go over in today's video. So the very first thing you're going to want to do, get you a wet towel, make sure that you really give the face a good cleaning, get those grooves very, very clean, so that if you're hitting, you can just have a lot of organic matter disbursement. Now, as we get into how to hit the shot, what I have here is a 50-yard shot. We measured this with the rangefinder so that we know how far we are. And there's a couple different things that you're going to want to do when you're playing shots like this. So there's a number of different things that are going to help you have that 30 degrees or under trajectory, even on your distance wedges. That is also going to allow the ball to have enough spin. I want to go over them today with you so that when you go out and practice, you have something to practice to really develop your wedge game. So one of the things that is very, very important is that you have a steep angle of attack into the ball, yet it's still going to be shallow at impact. So how do you get a steeper angle of attack? One is you're going to take a narrower stance than you would for a full wedge shot or a full iron shot. So your stance width is going to come roughly where the outsides of your feet are inside of your hips or your shoulders. Okay, that would be number one. Second would be you're going to have more weight on the target side foot than you do on your trail side foot. So you're going to slightly lean towards the target. Now here's a problem we see in a lot of our schools. When people start to lean towards the target, they want to keep their head backwards. What you do not want to do is lean your lower body and tilt your upper body. That's not going to help in any way, shape, or form. When you lean, if you could draw a line from the button on your pants to the center of your collarbone, when you lean, all of that is going to lean together. So your whole body is going to shift to where your weight is more on your left foot than on your right foot for right-handers. The second thing, and one of the most important, is when they test good players, they find out that some of the best wedge players in the world will have 12 to 15 degrees of shaft lean at impact. So the handle is closer to the target by 12 to 15 degrees more so than the head. The higher the handicap, it starts to go the other way. And even when golfers hit those really fat and heavy shots, which if that's you, you're probably nodding your head right now. So you're going to have a ball position under the left side of your face or the inside portion of the logo on your shirt. And you're going to place the handle of the club in front of the ball. So you're going to have roughly 12 to 15 degrees of lean as your body's leaning forward onto your front foot. The next thing you're going to do is I want you to raise the handle just a little bit, because what that's effectively going to do is de-loft the club a little bit. So you can have a steep angle of attack with a 60-degree wedge, but because it's de-lofted effectively, it's going to bring that trajectory down. So you're going to lift the handle as you push it towards the target, and that's going to force you to come in closer to the ball. Next is going to be your arms and your hands. So what I want you to do is grip your club, put your arms out in front of you, and lower your upper arms until they come to rest on top of your rib cage. For some of you ladies out there that this might be a physical challenge, you have two options. You can either put your arms on top of your attributes, or you can wrap your attributes up and put them inside your arms, as we used to call it, corralling them up so that you can get your upper arms on top of your chest. Okay, from there you would bend down and address the ball. And the last thing that you're going to do as a result of the handle being a little more upright is you're going to have your wrist facing downwards a little bit. You don't want your wrist to be up cocked. That's going to only add loft. So, ball position under the left side of the face, inside the logo. Stance inside your shoulders. Weight 60 to 70% on your target side foot. Shaft lean, handle is ahead of the ball. It's lifted to de-loft it slightly. Upper arms on top of the rib cage as you bend down. And when you make your swing, you're going to keep your upper arms on top of your rib cage as everything is going to turn together. So it should look something like this. Okay, that'll give you that lower trajectory with the spin that you want to hit it, those spinners, just like the Tour Pros. Now, if you don't have a TrackMan or flight scope or a measuring device of some sort, let me show you how to build one so that when you're practicing, you have something to shoot for. Now that you have an understanding on the mechanics on how to hit the lower trajectory spinning wedge shot, now I'm going to show you how you can make sure that when you go out to the range that the trajectory is correct and you have something to shoot towards, and you're not just out there hitting balls trying to guess based off some feel or something else, maybe the way the ball reacts. This is a definite way that you can test. It's the so-called poor man's TrackMan, but it can work wonders if you don't have the thousands of dollars to buy a TrackMan, or even some of the newer ones that are just a few hundred. So this is a 50-yard shot measured from this hitting station to that flag right there. And if you're going to hit a 50-yard wedge shot, what you want to do is get a tape measure and measure 9 feet from the ball. So let me get that out here. Right about there is 9 feet. Let me mark that off. And then what you're going to do, make that exact, you're going to take 2 6-foot alignment sticks, if you can find these at your local Home Depot or Lowe's, and you're going to put these into the ground roughly 2 feet on each side of the tape measure. And then you're going to take your pool noodle and you're going to put it right on top of these. You're going to poke a hole right through it. You can get any of these at your local grocery store or Walmart or wherever you do your shopping. So you're 9 feet away from your gate. Now, the question you're probably asking is, well, how high should I make the pool noodle? On a 50-yard shot, 9 feet back from the gate, you're going to want your noodle to be 5 feet high. And that one is just a smidge, come up just a smidgen, right there, 5 feet. Let's check this side. There we are at 5 feet. So now, on a 50-yard shot, from 9 feet back with a 5-foot gate to hit under, if you hit it under that pool noodle, you'll be launching it under 30 degrees. If you want to shorten the distance that you're going to hit the ball, let's say you want to cut it down by 10 yards, so we're going to go to 40 yards, we're going to move 10 yards closer, then the distance back from the hitting area to the gate is going to be 7 feet, and you're going to bring your pool noodle down to 4 feet off the ground. And if you want to go down to 30 yards, you're going to be back 5 feet from your pool noodle and your gate, and the gate is going to come down to 3 feet high. So I'll have all of those descriptions down in the summary below so that you can write that down. You don't have to remember it here as I'm explaining it. Now that we know the mechanics on how to swing the club to bring the trajectory down but still maintain spin, have a low launch of under 30 degrees with a RPM in the 4,000 to 5,000 range, and we know how far that we need to place our gate so that we can figure out if we're hitting the ball under there, assuming that we don't have some type of measuring device that would tell us what our launch and our spin is. We have this wedge gate here to show us that. Now let's go ahead and go through the whole thing. So we know how to swing mechanically. I'm going to put my upper arms onto my chest. I'm going to take a narrower stance. I'm going to have more of the weight on my front foot. That's going to lean the shaft 12 to 15 degrees forward. I'm going to let my wrist arch down a little bit, and then I'm going to swing, and if I do it correctly, I'll launch it 50 yards underneath that pool noodle. It'll hit the green, take 1 or 2 bounces and spin. Let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, and it's a little harder because that's a range ball and it's not a high premium ball that I would highly recommend that you use. I hope you like this video. I can't thank you enough for watching, and I need to thank Dr. Rob Neal for coming on our podcast. I will put a link down to that in today's show. He was the one who was kind enough to inform me of all these measurements that are needed. I'll also put the measurements again for the wedge gate and how far you should be and how far the gate is, so that when you go out and practice, you can really dial in your wedge game, start to hit low launch with a lot more spin, just like the Tour Pros. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another one of our videos. We hope that you took something from this that will be beneficial and helpful for your game. If you found it useful, please don't forget to click like, and also post down in the comments below how it helped your golf game. Also, don't forget to take a look at our podcast, Golf 360. It's one of the hottest podcasts in golf. We got some of the best and brightest minds in and around the game that are going to help you improve your game and your life. If you'd like to watch more videos or subscribe to our channel, you can do so right over here.